Welcome to the 6th episode in Blender Beginner series, and in this episode we'll create a launch pad and the smoke for our cute rocket. Okay, so we left it here in the previous one, and now what I like to do is to hide this, or just, oh not that, press N on this window. So I just want to move it a little bit down because we will later need this. So basically what I like to do is to go to the top view, press 7, and I want to make sure that again our cursor is in the middle. If not, Shift S, cursor to the world origin, Shift A, and this time I will use cylinder. Okay, then press S and make the cylinder bigger. I will go to the side view, press G, move it down, and also what I like to do is to press S and Z to scale it on the Z axis. Something like this, and also make it bigger but not on a Z axis. So S to scale and Shift Z to do it bigger but not on a Z axis, like that, and then G and Z to move it down on the Z axis, something like this. I will move it a little bit more down because now I will build it, move it more up and up. Okay, so this is how it looks. Again, we can shade this smooth, so let's go back to this view here with the solid display, not to material preview, so right here. And I will go and W and shade smooth with auto smooth normals. Okay. And now I will go to the face view, and what I like to do is to click on this top face, press I to inset like that, then E to extrude a bit, so something like this seems cool. We can go one to go to the front view, and then press E to extrude, but just press escape and then S to go it a little bit on the side here. So something approximately like this, maybe a little bit less than the base here, and then again E to extrude up. So this looks cool. Okay, and then also I want to I to inset it a little bit, and then E to extrude but move it down. So a little bit down, like that seems cool. And I will go, let's see, maybe I to insert it even more, like there. Let's go to the top view by pressing 7, and then I again to insert a little bit more. And this looks cool. And now I will go to the face here and Alt and select only this ring and go to the side view, Shift Z and Alt Z, and then go with E to extrude this a little bit. So I want this to be just slightly extruded like that. Maybe this won't be visible later, but Shift Z again, go back, but I like to have it. Okay, so let's say that this is pretty cool. I will go back to the object mode, tab and up, and now I will go back and add modifier subdivision surface, and voila, we have some crazy things here, but now we will fix it with the edge loop. So again, let's go to the side view, go to the faces and press. Let me show you, before we do that, let me show you a really cool trick. If we add a bevel modifier, but above the subdivision surface, so the bevel will calculate it first. This looks cool, and we can lower by holding Shift, lower the amount of this. So a little bit less, and then add 2 or even 3 segments. And in that way, we don't need to add these edge loops. So this is another way to do the same thing that we are doing manually with edge loops, but with the bevel modifier. We can also go back and manually add more edge loops if we want. Control Command R, and maybe move this even more here. And maybe this is better for my taste. So this was before, this is after. So you can see this is a little bit more smooth, this is more sharp. Depends how you want. If you press G and you want to move these edges, if you press GG twice, like ZZ and other axes, GG, you will move across these axes. So I want to do that, then press Shift and precisely move this, something like that. Okay, go back to object view, and yes, I like it. So this will be our launching platform. Really simple, really cool. And now let's go to the front view, press Shift, actually Alt Z, and zoom this out in, and Shift Z also to see the rocket. If we Alt Z, come on. If we go with the rocket down, let's see, we want to put it right there. This is cool. So Shift Z, Alt Z, go back, and this is it. Also, we can select the rocket and move it down and see when it intersects with the background. And we just want a small intersection somewhere here if we want to leave the rocket at the launchpad, but we will not do that because now we'll create a smoke. The smoke will be practically a stand for the rocket because we will create this as some kind of a tabletop model. So this will be cool, and the smoke will not be like realistic smoke. You will see it will be really nice, and also you can later 3D print this and have it as a figure on your table, shell, or wherever you want to put it. So I'll go with the rocket up. Let's see, maybe a little bit more. So GZ, that's it. Then I will go in the front view, mesh, add a cube. Press SZ and scale this a bit like that. G and Z to move it down. And also I want to go to face edit view, select the front face, just scale it to the S like that. Maybe a little bit more. And now I want to move it up, but I want to go to the object mode, G and Z, and move it inside the rocket. Like that, perfect. And let's see, the bottom part is cool. I will leave it there. Maybe I can select the rocket and the part of the smoke and move everything down, because maybe this is too high. Like this seems pretty decent. And remember, like we did last time, we will just go and select the part of the smoke, Control 2 to add 2 subdivision surface levels, okay? And then we can go to edit face, for example, and I will go with Control or Command R and go all the way up for this one, all the way down for this one. We are not seeing it, right? That's cool. And also we can add one in the middle and just press Escape and S to scale it, just to change the shape a bit. Why not? This is pretty nice. We can also select everything down below or go to the side view. Remember what we did last time. So press / just isolate this, press Shift and Z and go to face edit view and select just these faces and S and make it just a bit bigger. Go back to object mode, / to exit the isolation mode, and then Shift Z to go back to our regular view. And I really like it. This is part of the smoke. Also, I want to shade this smooth, so right click or W on a keyboard and shade out a smooth, and this looks pretty cool. And now I will introduce you a new object in Blender. It's called metaball. It's not a mesh, it's more like a mathematical equation thing. So it's not here, but it's here in metaball. There are different shapes: ball, capsule, plane, ellipse, cube. But we will go with the ball, and let me show you what this does. So I will go here at the side view and isolate this just to show you what this does. The metaball has its own menu here. It has a resolution. We will go to 0.2, for example. It's pretty nice for this. And if we make a copy of this, if we duplicate this by pressing Shift and D and move it out, you can see it's behaving differently. It's more like droplets or some kind of slime or some kind of organic material, or I don't know, whatever. And this is really cool because we will use this to create some kind of a smoke there. And I will go back to this view, press G, Z, move this down, and also G, Z, G, Z, move this down. Okay, and now I will just populate the scene with this. So Shift D and just do this. Shift, let's go to the top view. Shift Z and move it, and also we can scale it. S, make it smaller. Shift Z, Shift D, sorry, to duplicate it and scale it bigger or smaller. And now you just need to be creative and play with this. So I'm just making copies of these. Nothing special, nothing fancy, but something like this is cool. Also, if we go to the side view here, we can see that, come on, is this one. Maybe we can put this a little bit down. Also, we can put everything here a little bit down, like this one, for example. Okay, this one, just to put them more into the launchpad here, like that. Let's see, this one also a little bit down, also a little bit down. So I'm just pressing G and Z, and I really like this. And now let's select any of these. So let's go here, Shift D, and again, make it here, make it smaller. And like that, we will just duplicate a few of these, and I will go to the top view and just move them here and there and do whatever you think is nice. So we are basically creating a smoke shape here. Okay, we can go right here, put one there, maybe a little bit more up. This maybe, no, maybe a little bit more in the size. This one maybe a little bit more up and smaller one. And I think this will be the final row here. Like that. Yeah, that's cool. Also, let's see if we go with this one somewhere over the rainbow. Okay, right here. And maybe one a little bit down below, maybe a little bit bigger. Maybe one right here. And you can be creative as much as you want with these. But let's see. The smoke looks pretty decent. Maybe I want one here. So make a copy. Okay, put it right there. Put a little bit down, and also here and up. Maybe this one a little bit bigger, but not bad. Maybe this one. Let me see, this one a little bit smaller and more here. And this looks pretty decent, so we can play with this however we want. Maybe to move this one a little bit more up, out, and also this one to move a little bit more here. Make it bigger, maybe like this, and move it here. So whatever and however creative you want to be, you're free to do it. Okay. And let's say this is pretty cool. So we have these metaballs, and I will select all of them. So go for the first, from the first one, see we have 25 of them, to the last one, and I will go here to the object and all the way down to convert, and convert them into mesh, because we want them to be as a mesh. And this is now just as one layer, one basically mesh here. Everything is grouped and I really like it. We can shade it smooth. See how this looks. If we increase the angle, it will help a little bit, maybe 60. But also I want to add subdivision surface modifier here. One is pretty much enough. This is really cool for the purpose. And also if you see the mesh, it's not happy mesh, it's not quads. We can remesh it and use some techniques, but for this beginner series we will satisfy with this, because this will be pretty good for what we are doing. And yeah, this is it. Now let's texturize this like we did with the rocket. So let's go here and go to this view, and first I want to texturize this. So this will be some, let's create a new material and let's think about the color. So maybe it can be bluish tone, maybe it can be some reddish tone, maybe it can be some dark brownish tone, like an earth. This can be maybe cool. And then if this is like that, I want to go inside, isolate this with the slash key. I want to go to the face. I want to select this and this outside and this inside here by holding Alt and Shift and select the loops. I want to add a new material here, so let's go back to the materials. New material, and yeah, let's call this bright brown. Okay, and this one here should be a dark brown. If you want different colors, you're free to do whatever you want. So let's choose the same tone, but I want to be lighter and maybe a little bit more to the yellows, like that, and then just assign it. And let's see how this looks. This looks pretty decent. Maybe I can add also this edge, not this, but this edge to the same tone. Let's see. Maybe, why not? Let's see how this will look. Go back with the slash and bring back the rocket. And now let's add the smoke. So smoke will be a little bit grayish tone, like that. I will name this material smoke, so it's right here. Okay, and also I want this smoke to have a little bit more less roughness. Probably like that, we will see. And this will use the same smoke material here. Yeah, so maybe this is too much. Maybe roughness 0.35. This looks like really nice plastic and it's not bad. I really like it. So yeah, if we go here and uncheck the smooth, there is no difference. So oh yeah, I need to go with this one. There is no difference, so we can uncheck it or check it. But this looks cool, like a stand. Basically, this is like a stand for our rocket. And when you 3D print this, you will have really nice figure that you can put on a table or wherever you want. And it's look pretty nice. So now you can do whatever you want with the colors. If you want to change the colors, you just need to select material and choose some colors here and there. Maybe sample the color of the rocket. Let's see how this will be. Not bad, but also that original bright tone seems cool. And also let's go here to go to the dark brown. Maybe less saturated here. If it's gray, not bad, but let's leave it like this for now. Also, in case you want to animate some of these, we can again parent the rocket and the smoke and this part of the smoke to the stand down there. Press Ctrl and P and just parent to this object. And now if we just rotate the stand, we can rotate everything just in case we want to animate this. And also we can now rename this. So double click on this and name it launchpad. Okay, inside here we can name this as a rocket. Okay, this is smoke. Also this is smoke. And yeah, inside the rocket we can rename this separately, but I don't need to do it because when we select the rocket we have everything here. And this is really cool. Okay, we are almost done. I just want to add one more detail here to the launchpad. I want to add some lights around the launchpad. It is really easy. We will add lights by adding emission material to that. Let me show you. But before that, I will just click on the smoke. I want to scale it down, S for scale, and just to scale it a bit. So I will put it inside the borders of this ring here. It's a little bit better for me. Okay, and now let's click on the launchpad and go to the edit tab and right to the face. I want to go to the face view and I want to select all the circles here around. Actually, I want to select every other, so I can do it manually by holding shift and just go like that, but there is a much smarter way. Alt and click to select the whole circle and then go to select and say checker deselect. It will deselect every other face, which is amazing. This is what we want. Okay, now what I want here is to make sure that just for now, this is just for now, I'll explain that in the next episode where we come to render part. make sure that we are in Eevee, because in a Cycles we will not be able to see this visually here, but I want to be in Eevee and I want to check this bloom. Just do that and you will see why. And now I want to go to the materials and add that emission material on these selected faces. So how to do that? Like before, create a new material. I will go and create new and name this light. Okay, and instead of principal BSDF shader, I will click here and change to emission, obviously. And we just need to assign it. Perfect. We have it here. I will go back to object view and you can see that we have every other face selected. It is white because we have white color here, but also it's not so emissive because the strength is really low. We need to boost up the strength and see we have really cool lights here. So we will later define the strength of the light. Probably it will be around 20. So let's leave it 20. And also you can change the color to any color you like here. Any color you like because it's a light. Now any color you like here. So I will go with some kind of orange tone just for fun, something like that. And also if you go back to the render here, if you didn't check bloom, you will not see this. So this is why I check bloom, just for now to visually see what we are doing. Perfect, we are done with the materials. We added all the materials that we wanted for this purpose. And now let's go to the next episode where I'll explain you how to add lights in Blender, what kind of lights we have, and how to really nicely lighten this scene.